It happens in a split second. Someone calls your name across the room. Your boss mentions you in a meeting. Someone you like glances your way. And before a single word leaves your mouth, your face betrays you completely. A wave of heat rises from your neck. Your cheeks go red. And then comes the worst part. You realize you're blushing, which only makes it worse. And somewhere in that burning moment, a thought flashes. Why does this keep happening to me? If you've spent your life turning red at the wrong moments, wishing the floor would swallow you whole, wondering why your face announces every feeling you've ever had, this video is for you. Because blushing is not a flaw. It is not weakness. And it is absolutely not something to be ashamed of. Today we're going deep into the psychology of people who blush easily. What's actually happening in your brain and body. What it reveals about who you truly are. And why science now suggests that your blush might be one of your greatest strengths. Let's start with what's actually going on inside your body. Charles Darwin called blushing the most peculiar and most human of all expressions. And he was right, because only humans blush this way. Not from heat, not from exercise, but because of what other people think of us. No other creature on earth does that. Blushing is controlled by the same system that triggers your fight or flight response, the sympathetic nervous system. When you feel exposed or self-conscious, your body releases adrenaline. That adrenaline tells your blood vessels to widen, and the vessels in your face are wider, closer to the surface, and more sensitive than anywhere else on your body. So the blood rushes in, the heat rises, your face turns red, before your brain even has a chance to say, "Please don't." That's the part that stings most. You didn't choose it. You can't stop it. And the harder you try, the worse it gets. Research shows that if someone simply tells you that you're blushing, even when you're not, that suggestion alone can actually trigger a real blush. Your body is that honest, that responsive, and that honesty is where things get very interesting. Here's what most people who blush easily have never been told. Your blush is not a malfunction. It is a signal, a deeply human signal your nervous system sends to the world without your permission. Because some truths are too important to hide. You can fake a smile. You can fake confidence. An actor can perform laughter or tears. But no one can fake a blush. And people feel that even when they don't realize it. In a landmark study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, researchers found that people who blushed after making a mistake were rated as dramatically more trustworthy and reliable than those who stayed perfectly calm. Other research found that after someone does something wrong, people like them more when they blush, not less. More. Your red face is not making people judge you. It is making them trust you. So why do some people blush so much more easily than others? Psychologists believe that blushing is linked to self-conscious emotions. And some of us are simply wired to feel those emotions more intensely. It's not immaturity. It is sensitivity, a heightened awareness of other people's feelings, of the energy in a room, of how our actions land on others. Blushing begins developing in children around kindergarten age, precisely when we become conscious of other people's thoughts and feelings. The more emotionally tuned in a child becomes, the more their nervous system learns to respond to social moments with total honesty. So if you blush easily, there's a good chance you grew up paying close attention to people's moods, to the tension in a room, to whether someone was hurt or pleased. You felt things deeply, You cared deeply, and your body never stopped showing it. That is not a weakness. That is emotional intelligence that cannot be faked. But here's the painful part. And if you blush easily, you already know this. Most people who blush wish desperately that they didn't. The fear of blushing, called erythrophobia, quietly shrinks a person's entire social life. You start avoiding situations. You sit at the back of rooms. You rehearse conversations in advance, trying to control something that was never in your control to begin with. And the cruelest irony, the more anxious you feel about blushing, the more neurologically aroused you become. The more aroused you are, the more you blush. A cycle that feeds on itself. You were trying to hide, and the hiding made it worse. So many people who blush easily spend years making themselves smaller, staying quiet when they have something valuable to say, letting opportunities pass, while the people around them are reading that blush in exactly the opposite way they fear. Not as weakness, as warmth. Recent neuroscience research found that people who blush more easily show stronger emotional processing in the brain and respond to social situations with significantly more depth and feeling. Your brain isn't broken. It's busy. It's doing more emotional work than the average person's brain in the same moment. And studies also found that people who blush easily tend to be more generous, keep their promises more consistently, and behave more honestly in social situations. Your blush isn't just telling people you're trustworthy. It is evidence that you actually are. So stop fighting it. You have no conscious control over blushing. Fighting it only feeds it. What you can control is the story you tell yourself in that moment. Instead of, everyone is judging me, try, my body is being honest, and that's okay. Instead of, I'm so embarrassing, try, I'm someone who actually feels things. That is rare and real. Because your blush evolved as a signal, your body's ancient way of saying to the world, I see what just happened. I care about it. I am safe. And I am genuine. Long before words existed, a red face meant something real. If this video helped you see yourself a little differently today, please share it with someone who blushes easily. Someone who has spent too long feeling embarrassed about one of the most honest things about them. Hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. We go deep into human psychology every week, and there is so much more to explore together. Because here is the truth about people who blush easily. You are not too sensitive. You are not too much. You feel things in a world that has learned to go numb. And every time your face turns red, it is simply your body doing what most people no longer have the courage to do. Telling the truth without apology. The world doesn't need more poker faces. It needs more people like you.